Like the hell? Anyways, let's see the video. Honestly, I would really want to react to that video. I was thinking, I mean, I already did a video like that. I already did a video like that in the past, but it was more like trying to change how Panther works. And the changes that I suggested were pretty dog shit, because back then I didn't use the triple dash combo. I barely ever used the triple dash combo. So my playstyle would just be spear dash, and then I would not kill anybody, right? Because I would use my kick and then dash, and then I would just die. But after I figured out the triple dash combo, bro, you do not need any damage boost more. Any more damage boost. You just don't need that shit at all. Okay, let's watch Karkat's video here. Let me turn off the music. Let me change my scene. Or just like this. This. Boom.
Yo, it's Karkat. This one has been a long time coming, as we enter into Season 4 of Marvel Rivals with our 6th consecutive Black Panther nerf, a new team-up, and still lots of conversation about how overpowered, terrible, toxic, just plain annoying the hero is.
Nerfs to a character that gets countered by every video game.
My thoughts on the character, his history, the current state he's in, and how I would fix it.
Oh yeah. What I wanted to say it again. So, what I wanted to say is that they will probably, what they will do to Panther, because there's, for some reason, they are unable to figure out what to do with this character. They will nerf this character to the ground to the point where his win rate will finally drop to like close to 50%, okay? That's what they're gonna do with Panther. And if they do that, you're actually not gonna be able to make this character work whatsoever. You will not be able to make this character work anymore if they keep on nerfing him. Because right now, the way he's played in top 500 or in just high, not even high, top 500 in Celestial Plus, okay? In Celestial Plus, you are already sometimes struggling to make this character work. Obviously, most games you will still win, but there is certain games where the enemy is just locked the fuck in and doesn't troll and knows how to play against the BP. And when that happens, the character falls off insanely hard. The moment a enemy is locked in, they cancel your dash once, they cancel one singular engage, you are useless for 10 plus seconds. The reason why I said 10 plus seconds is because you need setup. You don't need to only wait out BP's dash for 10 seconds, you need to also set up. That takes time. Setting up your engages takes at least another 10 seconds. At least another 10 seconds for the right time to engage. So that means you are useless for 20 fucking seconds. Imagine being useless for 20 seconds on a single character in Marvel Rivals. You would be fucking throwing every single game, no? You would genuinely be throwing every single game if that is how a character works. And because that doesn't happen in low rank, you don't need to set up. You can just do your fucking combos and demolish everybody. Because in low rank, if you're good at a character, you will demolish anyone with anything anyways. That's why his win rate is so fucking high in low rank. And honestly, they need to rework him. They 100% need to rework him. Because they're gonna make it so the character will be nerfed to the ground like Wolverine. Wolverine, right now, the way he's being played, is on the verge of unplayability. Wolverine is on the verge of unplayability. Right now, Wolverine, you can play double tank into Wolverine and survive. You can play triple tank. You can play solo tank and survive. Because Wolverine's damage has been like reduced to almost like nothing. His cooldown, 15 seconds on a grab. 15 fucking seconds. The only time he's ever useful is if he combos his fucking abilities with the rocket jump pack. That is the only time he will ever get an insane kill where nobody can do anything besides if you're like on Invisible or something and pull out your tank out of the grab, right? But most of the time you're gonna start on Luna Loki, so that's not gonna happen. Yeah, and they're gonna do the same thing to Black Panther because they're for some reason unable to nerf him or like rework him properly. And that's why we're watching this video. This video, actually, I agree with every single take that Mr. Karkat is telling me about this character, telling us about this character, and you should agree to this as well. If you don't agree, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but you might just be a bit too low of a rank to understand the takes that Mr. Karkat is telling you. But yeah, let's watch the video. Also, I join and I get called useless. What? No, I didn't call you useless. I didn't call you useless. The fuck? Did you watch Karka's Rework video? We're about to watch it. What else? Yes, sir. You also have to force out cooldowns on your engage. Yes, that too. If you don't have another dive DPS, or like, if you don't have any dive DPS, okay, you can just actually force out a cooldown. When you're playing Captain America, a Captain America can go in, bait out Lambs almost instantly, bait out a Cloak and Dagger bubble almost instantly, bait out a Lunar Shift almost instantly, right? That is so good for a BP, because the moment it's baited out, the moment they don't have it, free target to kill. So the moment you don't have that, you have to rely on your teammates, your fucking Punisher or Hela or whatever the fuck, to bait out a Cloak and Dagger bubble or something. And sometimes that just does not happen, because primaries of supports is enough to keep up the entire team. Anyways, let's watch the video. I'm done stalling.
You hate Black Panther? Please hear me out, because believe it or not, I'm on your side. Real quick, before we do that, just wanted to thank today's sponsor.
Same, honestly, same.
If you're looking to hit a new peak rank this season or just want to improve at the game overall, I do one-on-one coaching through the Marvel Rivals Academy. And for the next 48 hours, you can use code CARCAT to get $29 off any of the memberships. The base tier is $29, so that makes it free for a month. Also, subscribe if you haven't, follow on Twitch, and let's get into it. Black Panther. There's so much to say, it's hard to know where to start. So let's just start at the beginning. Season 0. The game launches, Panther is one of the most exciting, fast-paced, borderline euphoric characters to play. Players are hitting insane clips left and right. Everyone wants to be rank 1
Look at
Panther.
that shit.
I actually hit rank 1 Panther unironically, and life is good. This was Panther at his peak. The sky was the limit, there was endless room to improve and optimize, and we were all just generally high on the launch of the next big game. Season 1 drops, and with it, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, and the first Panther nerf. He would generate 10 less shield on dash reset, and his max shield generation was reduced by 45. A pretty significant hit to his survivability, and at the time it felt kind of random, almost like it came out of nowhere. Black Panther was far from dominating every lobby, largely overshadowed by Hela and Hawkeye at the time, who were consistent.
Very true.
Admins. That being said, it didn't change his gameplay that much, just made him marginally more difficult, and life went on. What we didn't know at the time, though, was that the game's first hero release would mark the most diabolical series of character additions I've
Very true as well.
About Season 1.5, Human Torch and the Thing. Season 2, Emma Frost. Season 2.5, Ultron. Season 3, Phoenix. 7 heroes over the course of 7 months, every single one either a direct or soft counter to dive, and Black Panther by extension. I mean, look at this.
Oh, you forgot about Blade. You forgot about Blade. Blade also counts BP with his dash, because he has almost every single time a dash up. Yeah.
Mini tank soft counter you
Not
can't
that
kill. Soft
crazy of a hot counter though.
And displacement. Flyer you can't kill. The Thing. Skinny tank with insane CC. Flyer who perma-negates all of your combos and encourages triple support. And stronger Hela with one of the best stuns in the game. Now you might be thinking, well, Karkat, surely after adding so many characters that counteract dive, they'd show our King of Wakanda.
Are we watching,
love,
Twin?
Right?
We're watching Karkat's take on Black Panther and what needs to be changed. And I agree with every take he says on this video.
Season 2.5, and with all these changes, Panther is feeling the worst he's ever felt. I'm getting CC'd for 10 years every single time I engage. Nope, radio silence in Black Panther.
And it's not only him, by the way. It's also tank players. Tank players have to take every single CC in the game, and that is a lot, chat. Every single CC take. Imagine getting CC'd by 6 players, and some characters have 2 CC abilities in their kit. Imagine playing tank in season 3.5.
Well, it seemed like every other character was getting paragraphs and paragraphs of changes.
Oh yeah,
and
that
usually
too.
Buffs at that. And if that wasn't enough, many of you know that it wasn't just anti-dive being added to the game. Black Panther was also suffering from one of the worst bugs of all time.
Yep, that as well.
A classic problem in any multiplayer game, exacerbated by netcode issues.
Can't forget about that.
Being fast and
Still
melee
happens.
based. No regs are when your game shows you every indication that you hit your target, but you actually didn't. It had been around since the game's launch, and while there was a silly and dumb group of people who often claimed it didn't exist and was just a skill issue, it very much did exist.
He called them dumb. Cancel Karkat.
So between that and the new heroes, Panther was a niche pick that not many people had big issues with, though players below a certain rank always tended to struggle. That was until at some point, under the radar, in the middle of July, they fixed no months of missing dashes that should have hit finally rectified.
And that's where everything went downhill.
Plaguing our gameplay, fixed. And that's when it all changed. Suddenly, without any actual balance changes to Panther, his pick rate skyrocketed. He was played in pro tournaments. He became a focal point for complaints about the game's balance. Then, after 7 months of no documented changes, the nerf started coming in. Dash cooldown increase, louder footsteps, which I personally think are weighted in the hardest, more survivability.
It's not only louder footsteps, they added sounds too.
nerfs to his generated shield and max health, and even a dash trail added to make him easier to track, a change they didn't even bother putting in any patch notes. To summarize, they spent every season adding stronger and stronger counters to dive, and then continuously nerfed one of the only characters in the game whose only option is diving.
Yo, Stephanie, thank you for the follow.
Every other character who can dive can also brawl. And here's the problem.
True.
They didn't.
That's the problem. They can't. BP can't brawl. BP cannot be useful outside of his dash problem, or dashing in general. He cannot brawl. He cannot do anything else besides that.
The problem. The
He's a
complaints didn't
one-trick.
stop after the first Black Panther nerf. They didn't stop after the third, and they won't stop after the fifth and sixth make their way into the game this season. And it's all because they targeted the wrong aspect of the character with every single nerf, his survivability. When the
Speak your
actual
shit,
reason
King.
people call
Speak your
his design
shit, King.
toxic is his fucking damage. His time to
True.
kill. He has two modes. The tickle monster, where you dash around and all your damage gets out healed. And the
True.
insta-kill, you blink and you're dead. Unreactable.
True.
It's the reason you can do stuff like this. And this. And this.
Exactly.
So it's all the same game, by the way. So as we transition out of talking about the history of the character and into how to fix him, that's what we'll be focusing on.
There's no that
Let's get
stops
into what I'll
out. Go to
egotistically
Twitch.
call the
Go
card
to
capture.
Twitch. YouTube has
I mean,
no
come on,
sound,
everyone
chat.
has a combo.
YouTube has no
The
sound.
Chasm combo, the Haunt combo, the fucking Slush combo, rest in peace. I need this.
Shut up! Don't remind me! Dang, don't remind me, bro! Don't remind me, man! Bro, they nerfed me, bro. They nerfed me. They fucking nerfed me, bro. They nerfed me, man. You reminded me, dude.
I need this. The core principle is trading in Black Panther's damage, and in return, increasing his uptime. At a baseline, this fixes two important issues: low time to kill that people call toxic, and the low uptime that Black Panther players hate dealing with. No one wants to go AFK for 10 seconds or instantly die just because
that's
they
not
missed
10 seconds,
one
that's
bullet.
20
Not a
seconds right
single
there.
other character
12
has to deal
second
with
Luna,
it.
8
Even
seconds
Spider-Man, who can also
Mantis.
only dive, has insane survivability. I mean, have you ever tried to hit a good Spider-Man? Then, to compensate for the increased uptime, which means more time exposed to potentially getting interrupted and killed, you also have to give him back some of the survivability that was taken away. But don't be scared off by this if you're not a Panther player. We're talking about reverting to close to his season 0
he almost hit that
survivability,
ult on
but
there.
completely taking away his
That was
ability
almost a
to
good
one-shot.
clip.
And if you're a Panther player,
Sad.
hear me out on this as well. Ask yourself, when do you have the most fun playing Panther? My guess is it's not when
When
you
I
use
can
two
dash
spears,
around.
2 dashes, get 1 kill, and
When
then
I
go
can
AFK.
be
No,
fucking
It's
Minato.
probably when you spear
When I
multiple
can just
people,
speed
dash a
blitz all
bunch
of them. Look at
times,
this.
you get to zip
1,
around the fight,
2,
applying lots of pressure. When I
3,
say dialing back his damage and
4.
increasing his
God
uptime,
damn.
I'm really
No damage,
suggesting
but it feels
he injects
good.
completely into what makes him the most fun to play, while also making him a lot more interactable for the people who
Look at
play
that.
against.
Oh,
To
that's
win-win.
so
Again,
fun.
more uptime
Look at
equals
this
more opportunity
shit.
for supports and tanks to
Oh,
deal.
that's
No more
so
dying in the
fucking
blink of
fun,
an eye.
bro.
This design change also gives his passive more of a reason to exist, an ability that has always felt out of place and low-key useless. Because the more you dash, the more shield you build, allowing you opportunities to take advantage of the damage boost that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Now that we've covered the overall concept, we can start talking about how to actually accomplish this. It's important to note that I'm not going to be suggesting specific number changes. The reason is that requires a really important ingredient to any balance change: playtesting. What I'm going to suggest are a bunch of ideas on which knobs to turn. And unless NetEase wants to
True.
employ me to start implementing this, please.
Employ
it's
him,
up to them
please.
to figure out what numbers they should type into Unreal.
Because if
First,
listen, if they employ Carcat, I can DM him and I can like bribe him. I can bribe him to make it like a crazy BP rework. Okay, I can give him all my money so they can like he can like change BP in the way I want him to be. Like so, please hire Carcat, hire Mr. Carcat, please.
decreasing his damage.
Anyways,
the most obvious number to
watch.
decrease is his dash damage. The idea here is we're looking to increase the amount of dashes he can do, so we decrease the damage to compensate. You could theoretically touch his spear damage as well, especially considering some ideas we'll talk about in a bit, but dash is the main contributor to his damage, so it makes the most sense to adjust. Next, increasing his uptime. This is the real bread and butter of the rework. There are so many ways you can increase his uptime, but here are my favorite ones. It's also worth noting, I don't think he needs all of the suggestions I'm about to make, though it would be nice. I'm just throwing everything out there. The first is the most obvious: reduce his dash cooldown. I know this sounds scary,
Yes.
but with decreased dash damage and a philosophy of avoiding forcing the player to go AFK, this is key.
Yes.
If Panther misses the dash, it should not end his contribution to a given fight, just like it doesn't for any other
Yes.
character. He should have some possibility of getting it back before his whole team dies fighting 5v6. I know I said I wouldn't
Yes.
suggest numbers, but something like 6 seconds
Yo,
would be
broke,
totally
I'm
fine. Plenty of
definitely
time to
not
counter
broke,
him when he
bro.
misses without being exaggerated to the point of going comically AFK like it is now at 10 seconds. At the very least, bring it back to 8, because 10 is ridiculous. Second, decreasing the amount of things that can randomly interrupt dash or prevent you from getting your reset. Don't get me wrong, if someone freezes me or sleeps me or uses some other hard CC on me mid-dash, I totally support it. But something like Iron Fist Punch or Kick, Groot Melee, Moon Knight Onk, goofy stuff like that should not
Yeah,
be
this is
interrupted.
fucking stupid, by the way. This is actually stupid. Like some silly bullshit, like an Iron Fist just kicking me, like with his last punch, and then canceling my dash because of it. That's actually so stupid. I hate these little interaction. Like, displacements should not cancel BP's dash.
And there's the things you can't.
Stuns, yes. Displacements, no.
Can't reset off of. That makes no sense. When I dash a dodging Star-Lord or a portaling Magic, I get my dash reset, but not a Pop-Tart Fantastic. When my Hulk
Yeah, that's also stupid. I don't understand either.
exiles an enemy that's marked, I don't get a reset either. Why?
Also, very stupid. I hate that change.
You may think these are just small edge cases, but they happen fairly often and are super annoying. Then there's the one that's not an edge case. It happens all the time and is one of the worst experiences playing this character. You mark someone, you're about to dash them to secure the kill, and your teammate kills them instead. Now, rather than chaining that dash kill into more momentum and more pressure and being rewarded for your execution, you genuinely get cucked and have to sit there for 10 seconds.
Actual cut POV, bro.
You could fix this by simply giving Panther his reset if someone dies while marked, but an idea I heard that I like even more.
I heard. Watch this.
When someone dies to your teammate while marked, they leave a brief after image like Hawkeye's ult that you can dash to get your reset. That immediately fixes this problem, full stop. Finally, the last...
Yo, I wonder who told him about that. I wonder who told him about this little thing about the Hawkeye ult. I really wonder who told him about that, by the way. I really wonder. By the way, it was me. Yes.
Big idea I like for increasing his uptime while simultaneously increasing skill expression is giving Panther some mechanism to reduce his spear cooldown. Spear is the key ability that enables his entire playstyle, and giving him cooldown reduction every time he melees an enemy, for example, would reward execution in a really satisfying way, while matching the design philosophy behind characters like Iron Fist, Namor, and now Magic with the recent changes.
Yes, that's also one thing that I noticed. Every single melee character has a way to reduce their cooldowns. Iron Fist has just like punching somebody to reduce his deflect. Psylocke just fucking tickles your asshole, gets all her cooldowns back. Fucking Magic, they added Magic. You get Magic, your TP's back when you hit a right click on somebody. Now in season 4. Namor, by the way, if you hit headshots on Namor, you get your turrets back faster. I don't know if you guys know that. They have, like, there's so many characters in this game that actually have this mechanic, and the fact that BP doesn't have it is a bit weird, honestly.
Some wildcard changes that would be amazing too and fall in line with this.
Psylocke melee, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that was
really stupid. That was stupid. Should never have existed. Second,
that was also
let
stupid.
Panther animation cancel spinning kick with dash.
Oh,
I'm not
yes,
kidding when
please,
I say this
please,
change would
please.
make him one of
I
the
beg.
sauciest characters ever conceived. And despite the potential burst damage, the mechanical execution and decreased dash damage would keep it balanced enough. So that's a lot of changes focused on letting Panther dash more often and reducing the amount of nonsense he has to deal with. And again,
Damn,
it
that was
sounds
a
spooky
saucy
right now
clip.
because we're thinking about Dash's current damage. That's why you compensate by decreasing dash damage by a certain amount you determine through playtesting. So let's talk about why this rework is healthier for the overall game, and then wrap this up. This is a graph of Panther's win rate across the different ranks in Season 3.5. For some perspective, you generally want a hero to hover somewhere around 50%. It doesn't have to be exactly 50 for a hero to be balanced, but it shouldn't be higher than like 55% max. What you see...
Look how fucking crazy this falls off, by the way, chat. Look, this is like still somewhat stale, right? The moment it hits diamond, the character falls off immediately, bro. Look at this. Look, this is like the middle, right? Here, it's not even at the middle, right? It's not the middle. Actually, here it's middle. Here's not the middle. Here's not the middle. Boom, insta middle. And then in Grandmaster, below the middle, like line. Dude, it instantly falls off. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this Scala.
D is a staggering 59% win rate at the lowest ranks, tapering down until you get to about 50% at the highest ranks. Star-Lord is the hero I play most often when Black Panther is banned, and this is what his graph looks like by comparison.
This is insane, by the way. The fact that it looks like this for Star-Lord is also fucking insane. In Bronze, it makes sense because people don't know how to aim. But honestly, no, this is fine. And yeah, this makes sense. This makes 100% sense because people don't know how to aim, even though it's the easiest thing to do. But it's just easier to just throw a spear in the middle of everyone and just dash around on Panther. And in Bronze, you don't need setup, you don't need a flank, you can just be in the fucking... You can be in the middle of the team, throw 2 spears down and kill like maybe 2 people. That's how easy Bronze is. That's why this win rate is so high up, because like BP is just constantly doing it.
In the current meta, he's what I would consider the golden standard for hero balance across the ranks, alongside characters like Magneto. What does that tell us? Panther's current design is fine when you're playing in the top 1% of players, but he absolutely stomps in low elo. So how does the rework address this? His damage output and time to kill is the only reason he's so strong in ranks like Bronze, Silver, and Gold, not his survivability. Conversely, his low uptime and counterability is why he's not nearly as strong in Celestial and above. If you haven't played Black Panther at this rank, you're just gonna have to trust me, bro. Once they counterswap, he becomes genuinely unplayable. His win rate is
For me, you don't have to trust me, you just have to watch me play. Guys, you just have to watch me play. Sometimes it's
only
just
as
actually
high
impossible.
as 50% because Panther players at that rank know when to swap. You can't one-trick this character to top 500 the way you can on almost any other character in the game. Now, when we decrease damage but increase uptime, giving him tools to actually participate more in the match, what ends up happening is you lower the degree to which he'll stomp in low ranks, but raise his viability in high ranks. That's because good Panther players will be able to take advantage of the extra tools, the significant boost to his skill expression, and the quality of life, while more beginner and intermediate players will not. I see so many people say that Black Panther is brain dead easy to get value with, and it's a little tilting because they usually have no idea how hard he is in high elo. But I also get it, because in low elo it really is just timing a spear dash well, and that's it.
Yep.
This rework fixes that by making it more mechanically expensive to get value, since each individual dash does that much less. It also gives players more of a chance to actually deal with the Panther, because instead of getting one shot in half a second before you can react, he'll have to stick around for a while. And even though he'll be theoretically dashing a lot, the trail helps you track him, and he still has to execute well to stay mobile. The disclaimer, this rework will not fix Black Panther Smurfs dominating lobbies, but we cannot and should not balance based on what Smurfs can do. Smurf on any character will run away. That's the whole rework, give or take.
Smurfs will dominate with every single character in low rank. Every single one. The only reason why Black Panther feels so different compared to other characters is because low rank players can also benefit from BP because he doesn't take aim. You just need to throw fucking... you just need to throw spears and dash around and get kills out of that. And it's not that BP is broken, it's because BP feels like shit. It feels shit to get one-shotted in an instant. It feels. The fact is that BP is a bad character. The feeling feels that he is a broken character.
Certainly more you can
Look at Otter. What about
If you
Otter?
have good ideas, drop them in the comments. But I truly think this would fix the hero and make him more...
Let me see this again. Decrease damage, increase uptime, 100%. Reduce dash damage, yes. Reduce dash cooldown, yes. Revert survivability nerfs, yes. Remove soft interrupts, yes. Standardize dash reset rules, true, yes. Remove double jump cooldown, yes. Add after images to mark kill steals, yes. Add spinning kick animation cancel, yes. Outcome less one-dimensional, weaker in low elo, more viable in high elo, yes. This is by far, I agree with every single rework that he was telling us, guys. Every single one. Every single one. It is... He needs a rework. Black Panther needs a fucking rework. It is time. It is time, because in the next meta, in the next season, I'm 100% sure triple support is gonna dominate every single game. Every single one. And guess what BP is gonna do in triple support? Exactly. Nothing. He will not get a single kill. I mean, no other character gets a kill on triple support either, right? Unless you're fucking Hela and just two-tap somebody across the map. But unless you're that, you will not get a single kill. And guess how many times you get fucked over when you don't get a kill? How many times you're useless? How many times you're watching your teammates play the game and you are just AFK behind a corner watching them play, and you just feel like a little kid in the corner. Like, you see all your friends play the game and you just like watched it, bro. You watch them do their shit and you're just crying in the corner, bro. You're just crying in the corner and watch them, bro. Like, that's just not fun. That is just not fucking fun whatsoever. Like, I don't even mind. Like, remove the one shots. Remove them. I like to play Magic, okay? I like to play Iron Fist. But the difference is, on Iron Fist, when I get a kill, it feels rewarding because I did a lot to get that kill. I did a shit ton to get that kill. For BP, I didn't do a lot to get that kill. I just waited a lot. I waited a lot. And that doesn't feel good. That does not really feel good. Sure, the clips look insane, I'm not gonna lie. Every single time I watch like a TikTok, I feel like, yo, these guys are fucking crazy, right? These guys are hitting dashes I could never hit. But then I look at the rank and it's like fucking plat. But in reality, it looks the same way. It looks the same way in fucking Celestial, Eternity, One Above All, the way it looks in plat. Everybody can make this shit work, right? If they just wait out the right opportunity. So, please, just give him uptime so I can work for my kills.
more balanced, more fun to play, and more manageable to play against at every rank. If you disagree with anything, let me know too. At the end of the day, balancing is a marathon and it's about experimentation. This video is just a culmination of dedicating hundreds of hours of my life to this character and wanting the best for him in this game. I just want to dash, man. That's all I want. I have no clue if Dev will ever see this.
My case.
Necros told them to add a trail, and they did it almost instantly without even a phone. So clearly they're open to good ideas.
Hey, by the way, chat. Yo, by the way, chat. Who told Necros that they had a dash in the past? By the way, chat. Who told Necros that BP actually had a dash in the past in the beta? I wonder who that was. I wonder. Regardless of that, massive video. Support the video, guys. Click on this link. Actually support this video. Any BP server you're in, okay? Any people that tell you that BP is broken, send them this video. Make them click on the video. Send this into the Marvel Rivals official Discord and tell people. Okay, whoa. Oh, okay, never mind. Don't do that. Don't fucking rate the Discord. Never mind. Don't fucking do that. Just like spread this video around, okay? I want BP to be reworked as well and make this character actually fun again, outside of just one-shotting. Thank you, guys.